The year is 2000. EA's Madden NFL series was doing very well on the original PlayStation, but competition was strong. Sony's NFL GameDay series was neck and neck with Madden, and Sega's NFL 2K released the year before on the Sega Dreamcast, the first next-gen console of that era, giving 2K a head start on the next generation. NFL Blitz, NFL Fever, and NFL Quarterback Club were also in the mix. With the release of the PlayStation 2, EA needed to dramatically improve Madden for the next-gen console if they wanted to stay on top of the NFL video game market, because there were plenty of other options if Madden started to regress. Madden NFL 2000 was a really good Madden, arguably the best Madden ever at that point in time, but the graphics, sound, and fluidity of the game were not even comparable to NFL 2K on the Dreamcast. Sony's own 989 Studios were working on NFL GameDay 01, the first GameDay title on the PlayStation 2. So not only did EA need to surpass what 2K had accomplished, but they also had to foresee NFL GameDay 01 and release a Madden that would be able to compete with both. Luckily for EA, Microsoft's NFL Fever series wouldn't make its way to the 6th generation until Fever 02 released as an Xbox launch title, so in terms of next-gen games in 2000, only NFL 2K1 and NFL GameDay 01 would be in direct competition with Madden 01. Here's some footage of Madden NFL 2000 on the PS1. And here's some footage of Madden NFL 2001 on the PlayStation 2. What a jump. EA somehow was able to release a game that looked 10 times better than anything we had ever seen previously. While NFL GameDay 01 arguably had better graphics, Madden 01's graphics were nearly as good, and the gameplay, smoothness, game modes, and much more made Madden 01 the most complete NFL game ever released at that point. Compared to NFL 2K1 on the Dreamcast, Madden 01 showed off just how much more powerful the PS2 was, and EA once again stood atop the NFL video game throne, and they had earned it. This was arguably the greatest year-to-year jump of any Madden ever. Going from 2000 to 2001 was such an extreme difference, and the PlayStation 2 gameplay and franchise mode would go on to become the backbone of Madden's awesome run on the 6th generation of consoles. The PS2 was a huge deal, and sold better than any console ever had at that point. So let's take a look back at Madden's jump to the PlayStation 2, during a time when EA had to release the best possible game in order to stay competitive. Back when you had multiple NFL licensed games to choose from, what did EA do to stand out and earn your purchase? Let's find out. Let's take a quick look at Madden NFL 2000 for the PS1.
Out as I come through, busting in your line, cracking helmets in. I bring the pain, so what you gon' do? Stand there and just get shook out your So clean out your locker, I'm out to get ya. Cause I just popped ya. You can't take the pressure, you might as well quit cause you just can't last. Madden 2000, put your face in the grass and your pride in the dirt, so put on a skirt. If you come on the field and don't wanna get hurt, just bruise and be in all black and blue. And it's been like that since Madden 92. You better come harder than hard, rougher than rough. Put up your guard, get ready to crush. It's things on this field that you just can't change. EA Sports is in the game. What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? I got time, man. What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? I got time, man. What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? I got time, man. What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? I got
Welcome to Madden NFL 2000, the new millennium of football.
Considered to be the greatest Madden ever at that point, Madden 2000 was no slouch. Had EA not had any competition back then, they probably could have waited a few years before making the jump to the PS2. Madden 2000 had some really solid gameplay, detailed player models, and solid presentation. There was a pregame coin toss, classic historic teams to play with, commentary with John Madden and Pat Summerall, the chain gang would appear for close ball spots, And there was even an in-depth create-a-play feature where you could unleash your inner Bill Walsh and come up with the next great scheme. Situation Mode, an old staple of sports games, featured great games, so not only could you create your own situation to jump into, but you could also unlock and replay classic NFL situations. The franchise mode was pretty in-depth for the time as well, with weekly and yearly awards, a league news tab showing coaches on the hot seat for example, and more. If this was all you knew, you had the greatest NFL game ever. But there was already a next-generation NFL game available at that time.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural year of the NFL on the Sega Sports Network. I'm Clark Dishman, and for the next 25 weeks, we'll be bringing you all the action, from exhibition all the way to the Super Bowl. As we roll the calendar over to the Big 2000, people around the world are raising questions about what the next millennium will have in store. We also have some questions about the year 2000 and how exactly it will impact the NFL. Will the champs come back to win yet another Super Bowl? Or will they be dethroned along the way? Will it be an era of offense? Or will the crushing defense of yesteryear return? Will even more records fall? Or will some forever withstand the test of time? These are some of the questions we hope to answer along the way in a game where millions of viewers and thousands of fans watch a battlefield of 100 yards for 60 minutes where 22 men from two teams fight for the right to one single ball.
NFL 2K was the first 2K sports game, and because it was running on a next-gen console, the Sega Dreamcast, it looked so much better than Madden 2000 on the field. The player models were so much more detailed and crispier, as was the stadium and field. Commentary actually felt next-gen, as Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe, yes, the same iconic duo that would eventually be in ESPN NFL 2K5, were in the first NFL 2K, and had more varied and complex lines compared to John and Pat in Madden 2000. Player movement was also night and day. Tackle animations looked more realistic and physics-based. Ball trajectory was beautiful, and to this day, no other NFL game has come close to 2K's lob passing system. Blocking made more sense, and everything seemed to happen for a reason, while Madden 2000 seemed a bit more random and chaotic. The game also had some features not seen in Madden at this time, such as Create a Team. 2K also had their own Create a Play feature, but besides that, the game wasn't very deep. Madden 2000 had a much better franchise mode, as 2K only had a season mode. But none of that really mattered, because 2K nailed the most important thing: gameplay. Never before had an NFL game played and looked so fluid and smooth. It truly was a next-gen NFL game, and it set the foundation for one of the best series ever in all of sports gaming. Not only did EA need to top their own Madden 2000, but they had to compete with 2K, who was already ahead. Luckily for EA though, the PlayStation 2 was a much more powerful console than the Sega Dreamcast, so while 2K got the head start, the PS2 had enough power where EA could likely top the graphics of NFL 2K, and in the fall of the year 2000, Madden NFL 2001 was born and released for the PS2.
Madden 2001. We ballin' way harder than you, and I'm gon' prove it. Set up your best defense, I'm running through it. Yo, check out the play-by-play with John Madden. Exhibit with EA Sports, we can't match. Listen, it's all in the game. Let me explain, bringing the pain. Even set it off in the rain, set it off in the snow. 4th down, 1 yard to go. Running your own franchise, or watch from the sideline. I'm here for one thing, to smash the other team, bringing you down. Everything you pass is out of bounds or incomplete. We are professional athletes, making you stumble and fumble. You're always in deep trouble. Yeah, NFL, feeling the power. The only thing Fitness around in the showers, a playbook full of techniques. I'm playing for keeps. Mouthpiece, put on your pads and tighten your cleats. Yeah, man, 2001. Yeah, man, 2001.
From the main menu, you could just tell this was a new era. Player models would appear on the left, showcasing just how much more detailed Madden had become. Compared to the player models of Madden 2000, there was no comparison. Compared to what was once the best looking football game of all time, NFL 2K, Madden looked even better. Gameplay changed a lot. While the controls were similar, everything was revamped or brand new. EA was using a momentum-based physics engine, resulting in much more authentic looking tackles. This was similar to NFL 2K but a bit faster. Running the ball was smooth and fluid, following blockers was easy, and throwing the ball was vastly improved for Madden 2000. I still think NFL 2K did a better job with lob passes, as a lot of my attempts in Madden 01 that I felt like were good reads ended up incomplete, but bullet passes and running the ball was done very well. Player momentum was actually more realistic than I expected, as you couldn't turn on a dime and would have to slow down before changing directions. EA definitely took a more simulation-style approach to gameplay to compete with 2K and GameDay. Presentation took a step forward as well, with Summerall and Madden getting more lines, a sideline reporter giving weather updates, the crowd chanting and going crazy, and more. Replays would be pretty zoomed in to show off the new graphics, and even the referees were fully modeled and would run out of the way of the ball or players. Different stadiums would have different lighting, even player faces had reactions and could smile or frown based on their play. As I mentioned, the commentary was improved, but it was probably the weakest part of the game. It was still closer to Madden 2000 than NFL 2K. But besides that, Madden 2001 nailed presentation more than any previous Madden. Franchise mode is the skeleton of what would eventually become the best of any NFL game. There was no created team or relocation yet, and a lot of those classic Madden features would later be added in Madden 04, but this was probably the best franchise mode ever for its time. You could play every game every week if you wanted, trade, sign free agents, draft, etc. Stats were fully tracked, along with weekly and yearly awards and Pro Bowl votes. It wasn't missing anything important for a game from 2001. This was the first Madden to introduce Madden cards, where you earn credits by winning games, scoring points, and accumulating stats, and then spend them on cards you could collect virtually or use as cheats. The overall polish of Madden 2001 was impressive as well. There are no bugs, glitches, or stutters. The game ran at a constant smooth frame rate, and everything just worked exactly how you would expect. This was the greatest football video game ever made at this point in time. EA knocked the jump to the PS2 out of the park. The entire EA Sports lineup from that initial jump to the PS2 was just crazy good. Everything was a hit, and the scene was set for EA's future dominance. At this point in time, EA actually did earn their spot at the top, as there was competition raising the bar every year, and yet EA raised it higher than ever before. 2K wouldn't be able to truly compete with next-gen Madden until the death of the Dreamcast and 2K's own jump to the PS2 with NFL 2K3. NFL GameDay 01 was a solid game, arguably with even better visuals than Madden 01, but I'll save that game for a separate video, and I don't think the gameplay or the depth was nearly as well-rounded as Madden 01. Coming from Madden 2000, the graphical jump was as good as any I've ever seen for a next-gen console, and it should probably get talked about more. You often hear about Madden 04 with Michael Vick running around the defense, or the hit stick in Madden 05, or the Superstar mode in Madden 06, or the franchise mode depth of Madden 07, or the last great Madden, Madden 08. But why not talk about Madden 01 more? The first Madden on the PS2, the game that set the foundation for all future PS2 Maddens, in the complete opposite of the disaster of the Madden 06 launch for the Xbox 360. During a time when there was NFL Blitz, NFL 2K, NFL GameDay, NFL Fever, NFL Quarterback Club, and more, EA accepted the challenge and raised the bar for everyone, with one of the greatest jumps in graphics and gameplay that I've ever seen in video game history. Thanks for watching.